Good morning and welcome back to the allotment and the channel. I'm a little bit late today because I had to nip to the to the garden centre to get some seeding compost. I got all my compost for putting on and that for the sort of foreseeable future under the benches here. Totally forgot about the seeding compost, so I had to nip up there and get that. But I'm here now, so let's crack on. I'll just unload my barrow and we'll go from there. Right, so today's video, the format's going to be, I'm going to show you what I'm starting off sowing today. It's not everything, you know, sowing now is going to be virtually every day, doing a little bit all the time until we've got all the seeds in. Some things I won't be touching, like probably the sunflowers will be a little bit later on, sweet corn will be a little bit later on, my squash will be a little bit later on, and probably at some point this week I'll start on the tomatoes. But yeah, I'll show you what we're going to sow today. Then after that, what I'll do is I will show you some of the jobs that I've managed to complete over this last week. I've been rather busy, and I've been putting a little bit of strain on my back, but it's held up, so fingers crossed we're all right on that front. I've got another couple of roses, I need to get those in, and also, if you wait until the end, a little bit of a mystery to solve. Right, so firstly, we'll start with the nasturtiums. These were kindly given to me by Ali from the Rusty Garden, and the first ones are nasturtiums dual mix, these ones here. So I've put them in these green see-through cell trays. I quite like those, and I tend to save them and give them a clean season after season, because you can see how well the roots are doing. So yeah, there's 8 of those. I'll probably bob 2 seeds in each of those just to make sure we get good germination. The second one is Scarlet Gleam, a double. A nice rusty red colour that. I'm hoping to use some of these obviously in the garden at home and also in that main planter. This one's really nice. Nasturtium Cappuccine, and it's night and day. Really nice, sort of vivid, like a maroony colour, and then a nice lemon colour. So they're going to go in today. Again, 2 in each cell. At the back here, I've got some lupins, so they're going to go in there. There's 18. Again, if there's enough seed in there, I'll go with 2 in each one, and if needs be, I can prick out the weaker one. Then onto the calendula, get those in. They'll be scattered in and around the plot, maybe on the planters outside the greenhouse. We'll wait and see. And down here we've got the marigolds, which will definitely be outside the greenhouse and in the small greenhouse with the tomatoes. Moving on to some more seeds that Ali gave me. The Savoy Chieftain, which is this one here. I like Savoy cabbage, so I'm keen to try that one. Then I've got a January King cabbage, and I've got a Calabos red one for the coleslaws. And then over here we have got this one, which is cauliflower Sicilian violet, which looks really nice, which is going to be a challenge. I struggle to grow a basic all year round cabbage, so fingers crossed with that, you never know. And then I'm going to put some of the chard in there. So yeah, I'm going to crack on doing those. I'll just quickly take you across here. 3 of these for a £5 from our local supermarket. So I'm going to bring those on, and I'm hoping to get, I'll just wheel you around, just on the edge of the greenhouse and well, from the edge of the bed there and across to here, I'm hoping to put a couple of arches, because down at the back of that fence there is a clematis. So I'm thinking let that clematis grow up this side, and then I'm thinking of putting a rambling rose over the other side. So I might bob a couple of these at the base of it as well. and just showing you how we're coming on. Those leeks have started to shoot up, so I'm going to give them a bit more time, and I should be okay with the leeks. What are these ones? These are the ramrod spring onions. You can see there the roots are starting to come out, so I'm going to pop those on today. And the sweet corn and everything's doing okay. The sweet peppers are doing okay. One or two struggling a little bit. I'm not keen on these pots. I'm not keen on these. I don't think I'll use these again. And I'm told as well from some of the subscribers is to rip these when you pop them on, just to ensure that the roots get down. So, and then the onions, as I say, they're starting to thicken up now. Right, let's get on with the potting. Or sowing, should I say. Right, so we'll start with the nasturtiums. Where's my little dibber? Oh, there we go. As I say, I'll put 2 in each cell. The other thing we can do as well today is we can have a look at how the parsnips are doing under the bench. I've not looked at them yet, and I know some of my subscribers are very keen to have a look, especially Jenny. I wonder, Jenny, if you have got a better germination rate than me. Let's see. Right, I'll just drop one of these in each of these. I love handling big seeds. So when it comes to those small ones, my shaky hands don't lend themselves to sowing, but these are just lovely. Yeah, the weather today is not too clever. They reckon it's going to brighten up later on this afternoon, so I'm not in any rush today. The wife's working, so I don't have to put them in there. Let's pop those back in. I've got no rush on, so I can take my time. Oops. Getting them back in is the hardest bit. Oops, dropped one there. There we go. Right, that's those ones. Oops, right. I was chatting to the chairman the other day, and he has got a couple of people coming down to look at the plot. So it looks like there will be new neighbours imminently. Fingers crossed that they get stuck in. Get stuck in and make a go of it. Have I got enough there to put sowing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. He says. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack on, because there's only so much sowing that you can watch, isn't there? Did I put one in there? No, I don't think I did I? Idiot. There's only so much sowing you can watch. Put one in there. So what I'll do is I'll crack on, get this lot done, and then I'll take you around and show you what I've been up to. Been some hard yakka, as I say, but all worth it in the end. Right, get that one in there. Lovely. Right, I'll get this done and I'll get back to you. There we go, that's everything sown. There's only a few of those things that are going to go back up to the house and onto the Super 7. I may take the marigolds, the calendula, and the rest should stay down here, particularly the brassicas. They should be fine. I'm going to put them in a propagator just to give them a little bit more heat, but everything should do okay down in the greenhouse. Right, let's have a look at those parsnips. Right, let's have a look, see if anything has occurred. How long are we now? 2 weeks. Maybe just over 2 weeks. We have movement, and I'm very, very, very pleased with that germination rate there. Right, close up. Really good germination rate there, and that, as long as I'm careful, they'll get a little bit longer than that. I'll leave them probably another week, and as long as I'm careful then, and the bed's prepared outside, which it is, then we should be okay. So Jenny, have you got as many as that? Let me know in the comments. Right. Now, I won't bother taking you out to watch me plant the new roses that I've got. I'll do those off camera. But I've purchased another 2. Again, from that retail outlet that we have over in the UK, The Range. And these are quite a more established rose. Again, it's bare root, and this one's called Rosa Marion. So that's going to go in the rose bed there. And the next one I've got, which I think is lovely, my favourite colour, yellow, and that is Rosa Gold Glow. So apparently both of them are highly scented, so that should be nice. So that will be 4 roses that we have in there, and it might be, these will be the bush roses, and then the next one will be the climbing rose that will go over the arch. So okay, here we go, little mouse catcher, can you see him just heading off down the path? Feral cat, but doesn't mind walking up past you quite close. So right, I'm going to plant those off camera. I'm going to go put my kettle on, have a brew, have a break, and then I'll come back to you and I'll take you down the plot and show you what we've been up to this week. So I managed to get those steps sorted, swap them over, so they're in nice and firm now. 1 or 2 of the subscribers mentioned about this sleeper that I was talking about getting rid of, and they said that that'd make for quite a nice bench for when I'm having the barbecues in the summer, and that was a really good idea. I didn't think of that. So it is going to stay, and what I'll try to do eventually is just top this soil up just to bring it up a little bit more level over the season. So yeah, that's going to stay as a seating area. Right, what else did I get up to? I managed to get, I'll just go in here and just spin around, to get the plinth finished, swept off, and managed to get the fireboard on. So the fire will be able to go in there eventually, but I've got to sort out the chimney, and I need to get like a flashing kit to go through the roof. So hopefully there'll be some progress on that in the next week or so. Through the week I managed to get my potato trenches dug. I've got 1 more just to put in down at the end, so there will be in total 7 trenches. Each of those trenches will take either, I think it'll be about 6 or maybe 7 potatoes in each trench. That'll leave me some spare, and they'll go in buckets and they can stand here on this path. Also, what I got up to, as you'll see, there is no more of the uncut logs. They have been cut and chopped. It certainly was hard work, but the back held up, so I'm pleased about that. So now I'm going to see if I can get a couple of my son-in-laws to come down. I can't get my son to come down because guess what, he's got a bad back as well. So I'm going to see if my son-in-laws will come down and help me stack those this week. and they'll be going into here. And then hopefully this week I can crack on and get the guttering sorted out and then reinstate the entrance to the plot. I've also prepared the carrot bed and I've got the cloche over the top there now. Hopefully just to give that a little bit more heat when we get a little bit of sun. Sorry, Mick's just about to spark up his chainsaw. One thing I've noticed, I use the compost out of my compost bays, and look at all those weeds or seedlings. I don't know what they are, but they're all across the bed. So the hose definitely gonna have to come out when we get a little bit of a dry spell. So yeah, it's fantastic to get sowing. The season's well and truly underway now. So as we leave March, we enter into what I call Mad April, where we're really hard and fast on getting those seeds in. And I'll be doing that now for the next few weeks. The other couple of seeds that I am going to sow today that I didn't mention and that are going to go back up on the propagator at home are these lobelia and also cosmos, which were kindly given to me by Michelle from Michelle's Kitchen Garden. So they'll be going in today, Michelle, and they'll be going up home onto the propagator. So thanks again. So yeah, anyway, before we finish the video, bit of a mystery really. I came home from work the day before yesterday, so Friday, and the wife says, "Oh, there's a parcel come for you," and I thought, right, what is it? So I opened it up, and it's from, let's have a look, Farmer Gracie, and there are 3 sets of lilies. One Montego Bay, another one Honeymoon, and Apricot Star. Now, I've looked in the packaging and there's no sign of where they've come from, so I wondered if one of the family had sent me them. I've asked about, nobody's put their hands up to it. I thought that it maybe Bev's sister might have watched, and because I've got that bed there for Lily, my mother-in-law, I thought it might have been her, but no, it's not them. So it's a bit of a mystery how they've come to me, but they're gratefully received, and I'll continue my investigations into how I got them. But yeah, mystery. Anyway, I am going to call it a day on that video. I've had quite a busy week. I've achieved quite a lot, so I'm happy with where I am. Those logs are getting left until midweek. I'll see if, like as I say, see if the lads will come down and give me a hand. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get those seeds sown. I'm probably going to have another cuppa, and I'll have a sit down and just have a think of what I'm going to be doing over the next few days. That's one thing I've noticed. I have been sitting down more. Now that I've got just this plot, I'm finding the time to actually sit down and have a brew. The few times that I've been down this week, I say a few times, I come down every day, I've always got time to sit, have a brew, and just look back on what I've done. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you very much to all the subscribers, the new and the old. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It'd be really appreciated. And have a fantastic week. I hope you've had a good weekend. Fingers crossed we get a little bit more sun. But until probably midweek, take care and happy growing.